Dare to defy, dare to live your life. The Uncle Henry Show is a radio show, and the radio listeners right now are hearing news, traffic, weather, all that kind of stuff. We'll rejoin the radio audience in just a few minutes. Right now, we're here with John McNeil of malfinancial.com. John McNeil, roll tide, roll.
Roll tide, Uncle Henry.
And if you just woke up and just tuned in, you missed an exciting hour with Freddie, longtime talk show caller Freddie and his family. Freddie, thank you for bringing in the whole family, or most of the family.
Thank you for having them.
It has been, we've heard a lot from your son Norman, who lives in Seattle, and in this hour we're going to get Skylar to tell us about what we can do to improve the speed of Mobile. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that when we get back on radio. Maybe we can get Skylar and Ariel, since they're both similar in age groups, to talk about how to get Mobile going at a certain speed. Before we do all of that, let me go into the email inbox. I do have some email communication about the program so far this morning. Subject line on the email is Freddie. Email reads, although I usually disagree with Freddie on most everything, he and his family are most impressive and likable. We are fortunate to have Freddie in Mobile. And that email from Henry Reed. So Henry Reed disagrees with you, but he thinks you're likable and impressive.
This is the season to love one another.
It is. Well, and then about January 3rd or 4th, we can go back to the way it was?
Only if we lose the football game.
Oh, now, is that a prediction?
No. My son is from Washington, and I know we've been to that stadium that they play. These people pull up to it in their yachts and watch the game from out right behind the stadium is at Lake Washington, and they live a good life. But I don't think they'll be able to do anything with the Crimson Tide this year.
Well, they've got a pretty good quarterback, but their defense, they've lost their number 1 and number 2 defensive players, so it's going to be a fun game. It'll be fun. In our home stadium of the Georgia Dome.
Yes.
That is a home game.
It's the last time we'll be playing in the Georgia Dome, by the way.
That's true. That's why I bought those tickets. The first game, they moved the first 2 out of Alabama, Birmingham.
Right.
You went there. If you went there when they played Florida, snow, rain, ice, the game.
Oh, that we played all of it. We played most of our games when I was in school in the 70s. We were in, Legion Field. We played very few games in Tuscaloosa compared, now it's 8 games a year we play in Tuscaloosa. Back then we only played 2 or 3, and the rest of them were in Legion Field.
But you couldn't put 102,000 in Legion.
No.
So it paid off in the long run.
Legion Field's kind of like I hate to say it, kind of like last day. It probably needs to be torn down and rebuilt.
John, you and I may not see it, but South Alabama would probably have a 65 or 70,000 stadium bill here. I know if the Mayor Mitchell was still living, he'd put that kind of money in to do it himself.
He's done a lot for the city and that school.
Yes.
The whole Mitchell family has.
And the Mizell.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is, John McNeil, are you going to go to the game on New Year's Eve?
No, Uncle Henry. My wife and I are staying here watching it with family and friends. And
Cardboard Nick Saban?
Cardboard Nick Saban will be right there next to the TV. And
now, are you going to go to Tampa?
No, Virginia and Gray may be going to Tampa, but we're going to stay here and again watch that here on January 9th, and maybe a repeat of with Clemson.
I wonder, when Alabama is in the national championship, how many TVs are sold in Alabama as people want to upgrade to a bigger television?
That's a good point. I don't know. But, you can get these TVs now the size of this room, and that cost less than the ones I have now,
Yes, absolutely. It's wonderful that when the prices drop, and then people like me can enjoy the game without having to go anywhere.
In your lazy boy.
I'm the opposite of Skylar in that I don't like to go anywhere or do anything. And I think Skylar likes to go places and do things, and so we're great counterpoints to each other. And I'm looking forward to the conversation. All right, we're about to rejoin radio here In less than 20 seconds, when we rejoin radio, we'll find out about making Mobile speed up a bit from Skylar, recent graduate. Stand by.
This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 and 99.5 The Jag. You can watch on the CW55 or on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. We've also shared the video on the 95 KSJ Facebook page this hour. You're going to want to watch because not only is John McNeil here from MAL Financial, we've also got Freddie, longtime talk show caller Freddie. He brought his son Norman. He brought his daughter Skylar. So it's not just Freddie, it's Freddie and Family on the Uncle Henry Show. Telephone number 251-479-2723. We talked with Norman last hour, and he expressed a lot of affection for Mobile, Alabama, even though he lives in the Pacific Northwest. He has a great deal of affection for Mobile, Alabama. Now, Skylar, you just, what is your degree in? You became a graduate of the University of Alabama, Roll Tide Roll. What is your degree in?
My degree is in biology.
Biology?
Yes.
How are you going to use this degree?
I want to get my master's possibly at UAB and then go on to medical school in the future.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So a lot more school in the future.
Yes, way more school.
That's why Freddie hadn't paid his water bill. He's got to have it for the tuition.
Freddie, when she mentioned she's getting her master's degree, you looked very grim. You had a very serious look on your face.
I only know 3 letters, and it's J-O-B. And that's not jobs right now, Ken.
Okay, well, Skylar, in the last segment of the show, you said that you have no intention of moving back to Mobile.
Unless I get a job.
You didn't say that in the last segment. You said
No intentions unless I get a job.
Because Mobile is too slow.
Yes.
What does that mean? We're too slow.
I think it is a city for mostly 18 and younger children, adolescents, or retirees. It's more like a older, slow-paced city. It's not enough to do between the ages of 18 and 34.
What a great compliment.
That's why we're here.
I love it.
That's why we're here.
That's right. All right. So Mobile. If you're under 18, there are things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're over 60,
There are things.
there are
to do.
things to do. But it's the people in the middle that
They have nothing.
What
to
do they want to? What would you want to do that you can't do?
The
here?
Hangout Fest. That's only comes around once a year, right?
Right.
The Bay Fest, but that was discontinued. We need like a Dave and Buster's or a Six Flags, maybe, or
Dave and
something
Buster's,
like that.
I like those places. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I mean, music. I mean, you can just take a MP3 player to the tree, and that's a festival. All right. Look, we're going to continue this. I'm going to get Ariel's opinion on this when we come back. A brief look at traffic and weather for radio and for the TV viewer back in 2 minutes. How could we speed up Mobile from the daughter of Freddie?
Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
As we make the move now into the 6 o'clock hour, we're starting to see a bit more traffic volume, but so far the drive has been very quiet and cooperative this morning. It has been a foggy drive, however. We are seeing widespread fog, and we remain under a dense fog advisory until 9 o'clock this morning, second morning in a row with that. But again, no big problems on the board for the time being. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today, as the world's fastest amputee, he runs the 100 meters in less time than it takes to listen to this. Overcoming, pass it on, from the Foundation for a Better Life.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Southern Cancer Center Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist John Dodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team. Watch for fog in your morning commute. A dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. And it's not everywhere, but where it's showing up, it could be pretty thick. Low to mid 60s for a mild daytime high today. We stay on the mild side overnight with a low near 50. We're back in the 60s tomorrow and Friday and 70s this weekend.
This is News Radio 710, WNTM.
Where the Gulf Coast goes to rock. 101.5 TK 101.
This morning at 9, ask the expert. Then Rush at 11. Right now, it's Uncle Henry on News Radio 710, WNTM.
Happy holidays to you. Happy, happy holidays to you. I'm the I Love Hillary Clinton guy.
Message deleted.
Uncle Henry Show continues. Thank you for watching or listening. Freddie is here. He brought his family with him this time. This is Uncle Henry Show history. To have John McNeil here of MALFinancial.com along with Freddie and his family. Freddie brought his son Norman and his daughter Skylar. She's a new graduate. She's going to move on to a master's degree and leave Mobile behind. Now, Ariel, I want to involve you in this conversation, so please, Ariel, jump on with Skylar.
Okay.
Now, you've heard Skylar.
Right.
She said that Mobile is slow for people 18 and under or 60 and over. Do you agree with
Absolutely.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely. Like, honestly, there are things to do, but not necessarily the things that are appealing. Exactly. Exactly. Like, you can only go to skate and go bowling and to the movies. So many, and then there's no movies to see. We never really get the good stuff.
What do you mean?
Like,
we got the Star Wars. What more do you want?
We got Bellingraph Gardens. We got
the Battleship.
The
Yes.
Battleship.
When was the last time you went to the Battleship?
why would I go to the Battleship? Like,
It's history.
Right. But I've been there when I was in school. I don't have any reason to go now.
On a field trip.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, so
at this point, no.
So you agree with Skylar that there's not enough.
Absolutely.
All right, what would you and Skylar like to see in Mobile?
For one, I would like to see a giant growth in our entertainment market. Our entertainment market is awful.
Like what?
Beyonce, Drake.
We can't
But I
afford
doubt we have the
Beyonce.
money. Yeah, we don't have the money.
I would love to see Beyonce come.
All right, no,
but
so-
where would she perform is the better question,
All
because
right.
it ain't the Civic Center.
So what you're saying is a replacement, if we got a world-class replacement for the convention center, because once upon a time...
But you know what? No, the convention center needs to be what it is. The Civic Center, though, like, we have got to do something about
All right,
that.
well, that's what I meant, but I'm
Yeah.
old. I'm too old. The Civic Center, once upon a time, the Civic Center used to attract some of the top artists in the world.
Like, my mom was telling the story where she went and saw, what's his name? I don't remember his name now,
Yeah,
but
I
she saw
saw
the
him too.
Isley Brothers. Rick James. That's who I'm trying to say. Rick James. She went and saw Rick James, the Jackson 5. Like,
the key word was used to.
Right, exactly.
See?
Rolling Stones came through.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get the
Elvis.
the barn at the lumberyard back. We had all kind of entertainment.
That was true.
That was back before their time, though.
Yes, but so
I don't know if I want to go to a barn.
So if Mobile,
it was very nice barn.
But you're saying if Mobile had a world class concert venue,
Exactly.
then that would be a step in the right direction to keeping
Absolutely.
the Ariels and Skylers engaged in the community.
Because at this point, I'm ready to go.
to you, quality of life means going to see Drake. Is that right?
More or less. There has to be more entertainment purposes for me to stay.
All right,
Beyonce.
Skylar,
Like Beyonce.
your thoughts on Ariel's assessment?
I totally agree. I'm a millennial myself, and we know what's best.
Oh, you do? Those millennials. Those millennials know
Here's
what's
the
best.
problem, Uncle Henry. Here's the problem. I would love to be able to support the ideas of the millennials. But they want this stuff, and they're only about a 6 or 8 year time span that you'll enjoy it. Then the family comes along, and you have no time or money to do any of those things.
That's true.
And I'm not going to go see Beyonce because I don't know how to spell it.
All right, look. All right, thank you. Look, we'll be back with more. We're learning what the millennials think we should do, and they want to see Drake.
I'm trying to bring people to the table to listen so we can start having a dialogue.
The table's ready. Pull up a chair
and see where we can connect.
Join Glenn Beck this afternoon at 5.
Here's some place where we can connect.
News Radio 710, WNTM.
Did you know that plastics, paper, metal, and cardboard are valuable? Don't throw them away. Recycle them so they can be made into new products. Thanks to Alabama's recycling industry, over 11,000 people have jobs. And more recycling means more jobs and more money put into your local economy. Let us show you how recycling works in Alabama and for Alabama. Go to alrecyclingcoalition.org. This message sponsored by the City of Daphne, the Alabama Recycling Coalition, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
The Sad family's tradition of caring started with John and Dorothy Sad more than 3 decades ago. The Sad Healthcare family has grown to more than 400 employees, but we're still the same local people you've known for years, offering in-home nursing services, hospice care, rehabilitation therapies, and medical supplies and equipment. Our goal has never changed, offering home healthcare services with integrity, professionalism, and above all, compassionate care. Stop by any of our Gulf Coast locations and you'll see Sad Healthcare's family tradition of caring in action.
Hey guys, with winter fat increasing, are you interested in staying trim through the season? Or want to feel less tired with the shorter days? If so, Progene is conducting a national study in the impact of testosterone and will pay you to participate. Go to Progene33.com to see if you qualify. It's a medical fact that by age 45, you may have lost up to 50%. So instead of feeling the way you do, why not get paid to do something about it? Progene, a doctor-recommended natural testosterone solution found nationwide at GNC and Rite Aid, is sponsoring this research and will pay you to be in the largest survey of men in the country. It's an easy program you can do from your home or on the go, and everything is shipped to you for free. So if you want to make a difference in your life and would like to get paid.
All right, we're back here on the Uncle Henry Show with John McNeil, MALFinancial.com, along with longtime caller Freddie, who brought in his family this morning. Freddie, what a great surprise for you to let us learn about your life by. You can tell so much about someone by their children. You really can. And so it's been great to meet with you and Skylar and Norman.
Something about an apple and a tree or something like that.
Something like that. Something like that. We do have a caller. We're going to get to the caller. Hang on. We're going to get to you when we go back on radio. We'll be back on the radio here in about 2 minutes. So, caller, if you can just stick with us. Here on the CW55 tonight, you have a special. There are Christmas specials every night this week at 7 o'clock on the CW55 with an actor named Terry Crews, who will save Christmas by going in and helping families with holiday parties. Tonight, there's some family that wants to have a Mexican Christmas party. So you can see that tonight at 7 o'clock on the CW55. Then at 8 o'clock, a rerun of Arrow. It's about a guy that shoots arrows. And I found out, John McNeil, that the character Arrow that shoots arrows on his TV show is also the mayor of his city. He's a mayor during the day, and then he puts a hoodie on and shoots arrows at people at night.
That's kind of strange. Uncle Henry.
Well, yes. The CW55.
Does Standy Simpson do that around where he lives?
That would be interesting to find out if Standy Simpson ever puts on a hoodie and does anything that is kept secret. So that is Arrow tonight at 8 o'clock on the CW55, followed by news at 9 o'clock for Pensacola, and then at 9:30, The Andy Griffith Show, the fantasy of Mayberry, unusual town with no guns and law enforcement, just
Well, he has a gun with one bullet in his pocket.
That's I don't know where that town would be. It's like a Twilight Zone, but people love it. That's tonight on the CW55. All right, we're going to go back to radio here in about 40 seconds. Let me go quickly into the Uncle Henry Show email inbox before we go back to radio. Subject line on the email is questions. The email reads, did you know if he were still with us, Frank Zappa would have been 76 today? Do you think the Love Gov will be spending Christmas alone? How many lawyers run ads during your show? How's your dog? Will you be on the next 2 days? Have you heard from Leanna lately? And that's from Chris and Loxley. Chris, Too many questions for me to even comprehend.
Frank Zappa.
Stand by. We're back on radio here. You can watch us on the CW55. If you're trying to call, keep calling. We'll get to your call as soon as we can. Here with Freddie and his family and John McNeil. Let's talk to Clyde. Hello, Clyde.
Hey, Uncle Henry. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I just wanted to inform Skylar that when they did away with Bayfest, we had a free venue come in called 1065, and it's supported by the Creek Indian Nation and the Jake Peavy Foundation.
All right. Now, did you know about the free? They got rid of Bayfest, Skylar, but we do have a free festival that replaced it called the 1065 Festival. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did, but did they have top headliners like
Wet Willie?
Justin Bieber?
No, Justin Bieber. No, we had Wet Willie, though.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't even know who
You
that
don't
is.
know what?
I've never even...
You've never heard of Wet Willie?
It's a bar downtown.
Freddie, Freddie, you've heard of Wet Willie, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
But you raised your children without knowledge of Wet Willie?
It's a bar downtown.
Great band. And Ariel had never heard of Zamfir. You know, she thought that was a joke yesterday.
Yes. Well, Clyde, look, the millennials
Well,
have
not-
the millennial doesn't appreciate the free festival, Clyde.
Well, one other thing as well. We do have OWA coming to Baldwin County.
OWA.
It's going to be similar to Six Flags.
Right. Now, Skylar, have you heard about the big entertainment venue being built in Baldwin County that's going to be like Six Flags?
No.
Oh,
It's
you
going to
haven't?
be big. It's going to be really big.
Oh, it's going to be incredible.
When will this be
They're
completed?
going to by Memorial Day of 2017.
They've already
They're
broken
hoping to
ground.
have a big Six Flags style amusement park in Baldwin County.
So the millennials will have to drive from Mobile to Baldwin County just to have fun.
This is
It is on the Beach Express.
it's on the look. I don't know how to.
You can go on the way to the
wanna
Hangout
live,
Festival.
Do you want to live right next door to a Six Flags? I don't think you do. You want to be able to. You want there to be at least 30 to 45 minutes between you and a Six Flags. All right, I can't convince her, Clyde.
Oh, well, Uncle Henry, I guess you need to find Justin Bieber and see if he won't do a free venue for her.
All right, thank you very much. I don't know that anyone has ever been on this show and wished that Justin Bieber were here. That is never, we've never had that call. We've never had that call. Clyde, thank you for checking in with us here on the Uncle Henry Show. 251-479-2723 is the phone number, or 251-479-2723. We did get an email from 59-year-old Chris in West Loxley, who asked a lot of questions. His most intriguing question was a sad question, and that was, do you think the governor will be spending Christmas alone? Chris, what a thought. What a thought. Will the governor spend Christmas alone? Who should be governor, Freddie? You earlier in the 5 o'clock hour, you were telling us who should be our senator. Who should be the governor once the governor is gone?
I didn't hear that.
Who should be the governor after Governor Dr. Bentley is gone?
Let's get someone from Mobile to be governor. I know who has ever been from Mobile the governor of Alabama?
Don Siegelman.
Well, where is he?
He's keeping it warmed up for Governor Dr. Bentley.
No, he's going to get a pardon next week.
Oh, you think so? You think that? Do you make that prediction that President Obama will pardon Don Siegelman?
Yes.
Okay.
And he'll get a chance to go to Mr. Seuss's big old mansion in Birmingham and have a good time.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got a prediction from Freddie on a Don Siegelman pardon. But you'd like to see a Mobilian be governor.
Oh, yes. I love Mobile to represent the state. When I'm out of the state, I'm always telling people, they say, you from Alabama? I said, no, I'm from L.A. That's Alabama, Lord. And they had to question me about it, and I tell them about what the things we have to offer. And, I like to talk sports with them. And black players in this city, we don't have enough black kids playing baseball anymore. nor white kids because the foreigners have taken over that sport, and that's where the money is. I tell them about the 5 players from Mobile that's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and I can rattle them off like that, all 5 of them. And I met the Bolins; they was good baseball players. And I met I hadn't met Peavy, but he's doing a wonderful job at this city. That 65, he's putting his money there. They come back and put their money, and I was really impressed what Charles Buckley have done with his money.
Mm-hmm.
He gave his school and other schools in the state money to help somebody get an education, and this is what it's about.
All right. Hey, and callers, keep trying. We'll get to your call as soon as we can at 251-479-2723. Now, in this segment, Freddie has said something that I could never get away with saying on the show, and that is that foreigners have taken over baseball. That is something I wouldn't. People would run me off the air for saying that foreigners have taken over anything.
But I mean, at the University of Alabama, I wish I could have brought you that commencement exercise program in the car, and you look at some of the names, some of the peoples are there. We need to wake up America with our peoples, because other peoples are coming here and taking our educational system for themselves and taking it away.
See, that's what I like about Freddie. He does not need to be politically correct. We've got too much political correctness going on, and I agree with a lot. Not very often do I agree with Freddie, but he is a very smart man.
All right, here we are. It's a brave new world as we continue. We're going to be back in just a moment. TV viewers, back in just a couple of minutes. Radio listeners, you're about to be bombarded with information.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. It's not that far. A mere 25 points or so will take the Dow to the psychological barrier of 20,000 after yesterday's 92-point gain left the Dow within striking distance. Right now, stock futures are all negative. S&P futures down 3, NASDAQ futures falling 5, and Dow futures have dropped below the flat line, down 2 points. It was just about 4 years ago J. Crew became the fashion flavor of the month, thanks to First Lady Michelle Obama and her daughters wearing the brand at the 2013 inauguration. Over the past couple of years, however, J. Crew has lost customers. They've complained of high prices on low quality and ill-fitting clothes. Same-store sales dropped in 10 of the past 11 months. TJ Maxx and Marshalls, however, are a retail rarity. Stores that don't care about online sales, because their businesses are based on the real-life retail experience. Shares of the store's parent company have more than doubled in the past 5 years. I'm Joan Doniger, Bloomberg Radio.
Mercedes-Benz is a car like no other. We're offering leasing specials to fit any budget, only at Mercedes-Benz and Mobile. If you thought you couldn't afford a Mercedes, think again. Mercedes-Benz and Mobile has your lifestyle and budget in mind. Come and visit our showroom on Dolphin Street or go to mbmobile.com for details. When I say affordable, I really mean it. Only at Mercedes-Benz and Mobile.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/now.
And we're back here on the CW55 with John McNeil, MALFinancial.com, and Freddie. Longtime talk show caller Freddie is in the studio. He brought his family, Norman and Skylar. And so far, we've learned a lot about the life of Freddie. By the way, those that have we had someone trying to call, keep trying to call, and we'll get to your call as soon as we can. In fact, we have a call here. We have on the line real and yes, caller, keep trying. We'll get to your call at 251-479-2723. Let's go to Real Deal Duck. Hello, Real Deal Duck.
Good morning, Uncle Henry and Freddie.
Good morning to you.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, roll.
And Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year's to you and your family.
Freddie, I will see you at the Senior Bowl. You know that.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, well, and we'll look for Uncle Henry. You know, last time we were there, we said, "Where's Uncle Henry? Where's the Tennessee?" We will find him this time.
I think he hides from us.
No, I'm there. We're iHeartMedia. We're always there at those big events.
Well, I will be there, and everything is lovely in Orlando, and we're looking forward to being back in Mobile.
Are you watching in Orlando?
First time, yep. First time ever on TV.
Well, wonderful.
Yeah, you looking good, Uncle Henry.
Well, thank you for that.
Hey, Freddie is dapper himself.
Yes, indeed.
I've never seen him dressed up like that now.
Well, it's a privilege to be out here on the Uncle Henry show with John McNeil. So I'd say I put a suit on. I wouldn't come.
And such a nice family. Freddie, you surprise me every moment.
Thank you. God bless
All
you.
right. All right, well, roll tide, and I will see you then, Freddie.
God
Uncle
bless
Henry.
you. I'll say roll tide to you, and I'll be looking forward to you.
All right, man. See you there. Bye, Uncle Henry. I love you.
Well, thank you. I love you too, whoever you are. Real deal, Duck.
He
Now-
obviously knows you, has seen you at the Senior Bowl.
Well,
knows Freddie.
Real Deal Duck has sent lots of emails over the years. I think his story is he lived here and then he moved to Orlando.
Are these his lips?
I don't think so. Now, Skylar, would Orlando, Florida be fast enough?
Yes, they have Universal Studios, and I just thought about it. Mobile did have the Mobile Mystics. I remember when I was younger.
Right. Would that have been
what
good?
happened? That was fun when I was 5.
We have the Bay Bears.
Bay Bears, but we've been there I've been there multiple times.
Yeah.
And it gets old.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, the Mobile Mystics. I mean, we used to go down to it because it was great. It was something different from Mobile, ice hockey.
Yes.
But Mobile didn't support it.
Murray Cape would always like to get me to go. He and I flew, he had travel agents, and we flew. He had season tickets at Atlanta Hawks. We would go in and see the game and be back in Mobile that same night. So that was fun.
That is something.
Yeah,
Jet
that's where she gets it from, because Freddie lives a fast life. He lives in the fast lane.
Jet setting out.
No, these are some people that are able to do it and say, "Come on, fella, I know you'd never be able to afford this. Come and go with me."
Well, it does. It sounds like fun. So Skylar, if we got a hockey team, and somewhere for Justin Bieber to perform, then you'd look at targeting Mobile again.
Yes, and also we do have Mardi Gras, but sometimes people don't even want to stay here on Fat Tuesday. We go to New Orleans and celebrate there, even though we're the birthplace of Mardi Gras.
Why would someone do that?
Because it's way more people of our age there that we like to be around our peers.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Millennials go to New Orleans instead of Mobile for Mardi Gras?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just more to do, like we were talking about. I mean, it's we've got some nice places to eat in Mobile.
Yeah.
But my wife and I like to go to New Orleans for, 1 or 2 nights just to eat.
Football games.
Yeah.
Just to eat?
Oh, Uncle Henry is, yeah.
Beignets.
Instead of taking him to the Iron Bowl, take him down to New Orleans and buy him some gum. I made a pot of gumbo yesterday. If I knew you guys loved it, we would have brought you some. But we can't wait to get back to get into it.
Look, I think we've got all we need here.
I brought a whole basket of Satsumas.
Yeah, we've got that. I mean, we're not too far from a Whataburger. Hey! What are you laughing at?
See, there is a lot to do. We can walk down to the Whataburger.
Hey, it's open 24/7.
I know. You get that patty melt.
It's 24/7. This is really kind of a shocking line of discussion here on the program. I did not expect to get this line of thought on the Uncle Henry Show. So, Freddie, we're about to go back on radio here in about 30 seconds, and we have a caller waiting. We're going to get to our caller. Do you have any predictions for 2017?
I hope we can come together, make this country great, do not have a war, and everybody live a prosperous life.
Okay, well, those are great hopes and wishes. I'm with that.
What about a national title?
We that's in the making.
17 in 17.
I looked at.
Get the bumper sticker made, okay?
I looked at the Mail More Athletic. Go ahead.
Well, we're about to go right back on radio. Stand by.
Your home for traffic and weather on the nines every morning. This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. John McNeil is here with Freddie and Freddie's family, Norman and Skylar. And we've got with us Miss Betty. Miss Betty, good morning.
Miss Betty.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Everyone, and Mr. McNeil. He's one of my favorites. And Freddie, good morning to you. You are charming. I have to say that. And I agree, Freddie. I agree with you when you commented about the foreigners coming in taking over. And you know why they're doing it? Because our young people, the millennials, not all of them, are caught up in entertainment and polluting their mind with their filth, being called bees, whores, young ladies, and they love it. And shaking their booties. I mean, what can you get out of it? What does it do for you? How does it make you feel? How does it promote you in any way, mentally, physically, and spiritually? And but as I say, thank God all millennials are not caught up in that filth. It's filth, people. It's almost like going to the toilet, drinking water out of the toilet.
Miss Betty.
It is. It is. Uncle Henry. I mean, and Mr. McNeil.
Yes.
Listen, it's one rapper. He said, "Move on, get out the way, B." And Beyonce. And then one rapper that this young lady just mentioned. He telling people to rape folks. And Beyonce and Jay-Z, you know, they just good at filth and they promote drug activity. They promote fornication. And this is why foreigners are coming in and taking over, because the brains of the millennials are just really absolutely dumb, and you're not going to be able to get a job and keep it because you're not going to be able to function and produce what producers want you to companies want you to produce, because your minds are going to be shot.
Now, Miss Betty, did you ever expect that you would agree with something that Freddie said?
I'm glad he said it. It needs to be said. Because my sister's in the field of medicine. She said the same thing. And she said, sir?
Miss Betty, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but not all millennials are like that.
I know, because my grandson is in med school, and he's not like that. And I know other millennials, they church people, they are virgins, and they caught up in the things of God. So, no, sir, all millennials are not that way. And it saddens me to hear when I hear people talk about the millennials being street thugs. You have a street thug mentality. That's what it is. And I don't apologize because it needs to be said. And thank you and goodbye.
All right. Miss Betty, with her comments about Beyonce and others and the polluting of the mind of the millennials with what the millennials take in through their entertainment.
She said a lot, Uncle Henry. She
Yes,
wow.
Yes. Look.
I love you, Miss Betty. That was. I hope you recorded it, Uncle Henry.
Well, yes, indeed. We can review it at some point in the future and analyze
So
all
is
of it.
the SEC.
All right, we need to take a moment to fan ourselves with the newspaper, and we'll be back in a moment with more Uncle Henry Show. Please stick with us.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Porsche Traffic Center.
The area is under a fog advisory once again this morning, but I'm really not seeing much evidence of it in the camera shots, at least not along I-10. So good news on that front. No big accidents or breakdowns either. Quiet start to the traffic morning all around the area. Let's hope that lasts now, or at least a bit longer. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International. The future is bleak for a child living in poverty. No school, no dreams, no hope. But you can change all that when you become a Compassion Child sponsor. Just a little more than $1 a day brings hope. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
First Alert Weather from WKRG News 5 and the Chemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist John Dodar with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team. Watch for fog in your morning commute. A dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. And it's not everywhere, but where it's showing up, it could be pretty thick. Low to mid-60s for a mild daytime high today. We stay on the mild side overnight with a low near 50. We're back in the 60s tomorrow and Friday and 70s this weekend.
Thanks for listening to News Radio 710 WNTM.
Where the Gulf Coast goes to rock. 101.5 DK 101.
Traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 9s every morning. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Yeah, this is Jim over in Theodore. A lot of my friends are, instead of saying Merry Christmas, they're saying Happy Radicalized Fundamentalism. Roll Tide.
Message deleted.
Happy holiday seasons from Reggie Copeland at the city of Mobile and station AM 710 Mobile.
Uncle Henry Show here with some. Need to calm down. We're calming down after the fiery call with a little Zamfir, bringing some calmness to the program. Skylar, have you ever heard of Zamfir?
No.
All right, well,
not at all.
have a listen to this.
You know, some yoga.
All right.
After that.
What do you think?
It sounds nice.
Okay, good. All right, so Skylar is
And,
accepting of Zamfir.
Rudolph on the pan flute is a little bit more upbeat.
Right, it is. But I felt we needed to calm things down.
After Miss Betty.
Things got fiery, as they always do with some of the calls. Freddie is here with his family along with John McNeil. Let's talk to Cliff. Hello, Cliff. Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Henry.
Yes.
Uncle Henry, I'm old enough to remember hearing in sports the same thing was said about basketball. But that's not an issue of foreigners. With sports, that's an issue of people being good. It has nothing to do with race. At one time, it was a lot of wasn't a lot of black basketball players. And as time come along, it goes on skill. Who's the best?
Okay. I don't know how that ties into what we were talking about. I guess Cliff's point is that the people from other countries playing our sports are good enough that they've won it through talent.
I don't know. I believe that our young men in America have lost interest in those sports. They got the talent to do it. They just don't get out and do it because they got other things to do. You know, it may be music, it may be other things, but they got the talent to play it.
I agree with Freddie. It's a lot of things out there that's taking the attention of people now, but it has nothing to do with the foreigners coming over here because we've been getting baseball players from Venezuela and all over the country because I guess they're good.
All right. Well, Cliff, anything else?
No, y'all have a blessed day and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for your phone call. How many? This may be a record for people calling in to say they agree with Freddie.
This is really really good because usually it's people calling after Freddie calls and said there's something wrong with Freddie.
And now they're all in agreement with Freddie.
Yeah,
including Miss Betty.
Wow.
Let's talk to Clyde. Hello, Clyde.
Uncle Henry.
Yes.
The foreign players, whether y'all know it or not, in most countries, they're paid. They're professionals. But when they come to America, all of those records are erased. However, if our kids are bought a candy bar, our coaches are fined. We can't compete if they're going to continually pay their players. In the Dominican Republic, in Venezuela, in Africa, all over Europe, they're paid as professional players.
Okay. So should college football players be paid?
Well, he brings up a good point, and Freddie was talking about our youth may have lost interest in the discipline that it takes to be successful in any sports arena, baseball, football, soccer, whatever it may be. And in other countries, the ones that are coming over here, they are raised in countries where from grammar school, they are paid to get to these levels, and then they leave, as he said, Venezuela or China, wherever, and they come here as a professional.
We have to take a break. We'll be back with more in just a moment on the Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening.
NTM. From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In college football at the Boca Raton Bowl, Western Kentucky beat Memphis 51-31. The Hilltoppers finished the year with an 11-3 record. In NBA games of note, the Warriors down the Jazz 104-74. Golden State's now a league best 25-4 on the season. Spurs over the Rockets in Houston 102-100. That snaps the Rockets' 10-game winning streak. Kings top the Trailblazers 126-121. DeMarcus Cousins led Sacramento with 55 points. Isaiah Thomas scored 44 points for Boston in the Celtics 112-109 win over the Grizzlies in overtime. Cavaliers in overtime beat the Bucks in Milwaukee 114-1.
Managing your credit is a skill, and like any skill, you have to walk before you can run. The free Experian app is a great way to start building your credit skills. Download the free Experian app for Android or iOS right now. Experian. Be better at credit.
Hey, this is Uncle Henry. If you need a chiropractor, let me introduce you to the doctors at Mobile Chiropractic Associates. They're on Downtown Boulevard in Mobile. I'm being treated by Dr. Call. I've got a little neck pain, little elbow pain, and Dr. Call practices with Dr. Dixon, Dr. Krause, and Dr. Henry. They've got a chiropractic practice for the entire family, for people of all ages. And we're back. We're back here on the Uncle Henry Show on the CW55, Dare to Defy, Dare to Live Your Life. Here in our final segment of TV for you with John McNeil of McNeil Aarons Lambert Financial Group and our special guests, Freddie and his family. Freddie, the longtime talk show caller, in with Norman and Skylar. And Skylar has determined that you have to leave, correct?
Yes. Well, we enjoyed it. We just so thankful for you to invite us out.
Well, now you said that you had gotten us a bigger audience than normal. Who did you get to watch today?
I have some of my church members, some of the guys that hang under the tree with me. They are watching and listening. So I bring you some ratings.
Well, I need them. I do.
Well,
I need as many as I can get. So will you go to the tree today?
Yes.
So will this be a topic at the tree today?
Yes. And they're going to tell me what I should have told you and didn't tell you.
Okay.
I'll live with it.
That's what I get, the same thing. People always tell me this is what we wish you had said to Freddie. So we get the same type of reaction. I don't have a tree though.
Okay.
So we'll give our best to the people at the tree.
I will.
Uncle Henry, I've done a number of these shows with you. You know, even
yes.
in the news, and this has to be my number one ranked show. Being here with Freddie and Family, this has been and the call from Miss Betty and the calls from, I think this has been really good.
Well, you
need to get some more going on, but it's okay.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
No, you're doing good. You're doing just fine.
Hey, I think for me, less is more. But it has been such a
That's
wonderful...
what LSU said.
Yeah. It is wonderful to have met Freddie, and his family. I've noticed that the show hasn't been that compelling to Freddie because he has read the paper during the show, and that almost everyone in the studio has been eating satsumas during the show.
Well, this is the kind of atmosphere you should have on your show. Relax.
It's just sitting around the kitchen table here with friends and family.
And you're communicating with your listeners.
Yes.
So what What can you ask for more?
You-
Someone called your show and said, "Why are all these lawyers advertising on your TV?" I said I was going to ask you that last night, but that's money coming in.
Yeah, well, that's the CW55 with some wonderful advice on what lawyers to call. All right, stand by. We're about to go back to radio.
In weather, check. Opinions, check. This is the Uncle Henry Show, only on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry's Show here with John McNeil and Freddie and his family. And this is our final radio segment with Freddie and his family. 251-479-2723. Your last chance, at least of the year, if you wanted to slip a question in for Freddie at 251-479-2723. So what happens, you will leave here in just a few minutes, and there's still the rest of the day open to you. What will you do with your day, Freddie?
We would go home. We would probably get some of that gumbo I cooked yesterday to start back off with because they had a large pot of it. We got to consume it. You don't let gumbo sit out too long. So when you start into it, it's just like a crawfish ball. You try to eat every one, the last one. And that's what we'll be doing.
Do you put rice in your gumbo, Freddie?
No, I'll have it on the side if you want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't mix it in.
Let everybody at their own pleasure put it in there if they want to.
But if I got some seafood markets in my neighborhood, crab meat is tremendously high.
It is. They're very proud of crab meat right now.
Yes. But I loaded it up with crab meat, claws, and whatever, and crab. The crabs, I got a friend of mine, he sells his by a dozen, $3.50. I went to this market and bought 6 for $7.
That is so gumbo. That's your entire day, is eating a bunch of gumbo?
No.
What else will you do today?
Well, we're gonna she's gonna do some shopping for her mother while her mother's not with us. We're gonna move around. I only have them about 3 or 4 more days. Whatever they decide they want to do, we would do it.
All right. So, Skylar, what happens when Christmas is over? You go back to Tuscaloosa.
Yes.
And then what?
And then I'll wait on a job offer, and until my lease is up in August.
Okay.
So I'll be in Tuscaloosa until then.
Okay. So you'll be in Tuscaloosa looking for work.
Yes.
And then when do you go on to your master's degree?
In August.
Okay, and that's going to be at UAB.
Yes.
Okay. So you've still got a lot of academics ahead of you.
Mm-hmm. I have 1 degree under my belt, 2 more to go.
All right, Norman, you have been away from the microphone for the hour. You're going to be here for the rest of the week?
Yeah, I'm here through next Wednesday. And for me, the rest of the day, I'll do, again, more projects around the house and looking at going to the mayor's luncheon for the bowl game tomorrow. I like to get involved and see what's going on in the city.
Oh,
so
by
I'll do
the
that.
way, callers, keep trying. We'll get to your calls as soon as we can here. We'll try and get to you before Freddie and family leave. So, and then when you get back to Seattle, what will you do in Seattle?
Oh, I've got to sort of refire up my executive search business. So I help organizations find leadership, especially diverse leadership. So I've been successful of late, and then got a catapult on that.
How about hiring your sister?
Well, that's an option for her. That's an option for her. But she needs to experience the world and learn right now while she's young.
Yeah.
And have some hits, like I did.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if she needs to, there's a fallback there. And then I'm also thinking about running for Seattle Commission again. I've gotten people wanting me to run again, so I have to think about that.
Okay. Well, best to you on that.
Thank you very much.
All right, we have somebody that wants to talk to Freddie. Hello. Who is this?
This is H.
H, you're on the air with Freddie.
What's going on, Freddie?
Good morning. Merry Christmas to you.
Well, this is old Douglas.
Douglas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just called and I'll let you and your son.
Thank you. May
I'll let you. Huh?
May you and your family have a pleasant Christmas and a pleasant New Year.
Yeah, same to you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, that's it. Okay, well, Douglas, it was nice to hear from you. Let's talk to Jill. Hello, Jill.
Good morning, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, roll.
Roll Tide, roll.
And War Eagle. And let's do a shout out for Troy and Jeff Silver's son, Brandon. Okay. Now, I've had technical issues down here with my phone system, so I did send you an email, but I am now, I want to be the president of the Freddie fan club from the Buckeye State, okay? And one thing, I'm really proud of his children. Of course, I flew Seattle, love that place. Staged my flights to Vietnam out of there a lot. And Freddie, I've been working for years to get Governor Sigelman out of prison, and it's going to happen.
Well, that's wonderful, and it's Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year's to your family.
Oh, thank you. I've got a dysfunctional one, but they're mine.
All right. Well, so Jill is now the president of the Freddie fan club.
I like John too.
Well, thank you. You know, I don't think you have any caller as more traveled than Jill. She's been everywhere and knows every celebrity, I think, that's ever lived.
Well, I think that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, we're almost out of time in the hour, and Jill, I know Jill has a wonderful tale to tell of her longtime relationship with Tony Bennett. But Jill, I don't have time. I hope we can get into that before Christmas with some subsequent phone call. But Jill, thank you for checking in and saying kind words to Freddie. All right, we're here, and we've got about 90 seconds or so left in the hour. So Freddie, anything else you want to share with people before we run out of time?
Well, I'd just like to say, everybody, we've been through a heavy election. Take a breather. Thank God for being here. Go to church. If you're not a church member, pray anyway, and pray for this country. And we hope next 17 would be as good as 16. I had a blessed family, and I hope your family would be blessed. Yours also, John, for next year. And let's look, we meet again next year this time.
Very good. All right, well, Freddie, thank you so much. It was great, I know, for many viewers and listeners to get to see you and hear from you again.
Thank you.
Norman, so great to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too.
Please come back on the show when you're in town.
Call from Seattle.
I will. I'll let you know how it's going.
Yeah.
Skylar, I'm going to keep working to slow the town down. You keep working to speed it up. And congratulations on your recent degree.
Thank you.
All right, TV viewers, you can keep up with us the next hour on the News Radio 710 Facebook page.
Wednesday, January 4th. It's back.